Hello friends, it's Mr. Jim and welcome back to Kid Short Stories. Today's story comes to us from Sidney. Hey Sidney, she sent me an awesome idea for a story and you can too. Just head over to kidshortstories.com, send me your idea and maybe we'll turn it into an awesome adventure. Are you guys ready for a story about a game of freeze tag that all of a sudden turns someone actually frozen? Me too, let's go! It was a beautiful day at the park. Sidney was playing with all of her friends and they were racing around the playground. What is your favorite game to play at the playground? There's so many different ones to choose, like lava or turtle tag or freeze tag or hide and seek. Oh my goodness, there are so many different games. Well, Sidney and her friends, they were playing freeze tag. And Sidney was it. 7, 8, 9, 10, ready or not, here I come. She started running around and Sidney was very fast. Ah! All of her friends were shouting and trying to run away. Sidney started tagging them one by one. Tag, frozen, you're frozen. Ha-ha! And now what happens if you get tagged and you're frozen? How do you get unfrozen? Yeah, one of your other friends has to tag you and then you become unfrozen, hopefully before Sidney catches everybody. Because if she freezes everybody, then she wins and the game is over. Well, Sidney was very fast. Faster than most of her other friends. And in just a few minutes, she had frozen everybody. Woohoo! I won! Shouted Sidney. All right, let's play again. Who wants to be it? Everyone was looking around. They had all now become unfrozen. Wait, Isaiah, the game's done. You can be unfrozen. Isaiah, I love that you're committed to being frozen, said Sidney, but the game is now over. We're gonna do it again, so you can be unfrozen for real. Wait a second. Are you actually frozen? Sidney couldn't believe it. She turned around to all of her friends who their mouths were hanging open. Somehow, Isaiah had actually become frozen. Dun, dun, dun. What are they gonna do? Oh no, how did this happen? You see, there was an old, long ago legend. Do you know what a legend is? Yeah, a legend is like an old story that they've told for years and years and years. Well, there was an old legend that the kids used to talk about this park. You see this playground? They had heard a legend that something strange happens here every once in a while if you stand in a certain spot. Something strange like the game actually comes to life, like the game that you're playing becomes for real. Well, I wonder if Isaiah has stepped in that certain spot of this playground. There's some kind of magic under those wood chips. I don't know, said Sidney, but guys, I think we gotta go to Magic Mountain. Magic Mountain! All of the friends were very afraid of that mountain. It was a mountain that you could see from the playground. It was off in the distance, but it just looked really scary looking. It was pokey and it had really big cliffs and it looked, I don't know. There were lots of legends about that mountain as well, and no one was brave enough to climb it. Guys, I'm serious, said Sidney. I think this might be the only way to get Isaiah unfrozen. I don't know, Sidney. We're not very good at exploring and adventuring. We're not as good as you, said one of her friends. I think it's time, I think I need to go home. Bye. Pretty soon, one by one, all of the friends left. Except Isaiah. He was still frozen. So it was just Sidney and Isaiah standing in this park. Sidney started to think, okay, I really think I could do this. I have all the gear and... All right, Isaiah, I'm not going to give up on you. I am going to get you unfrozen. I'm not sure how, not sure when, but I'm never going to stop until we do. It was really hard for Isaiah to talk, but I think he was saying thank you to Sidney. Sidney dragged Isaiah over to a park bench and let him lay down there. He was still frozen, so he couldn't move, but she was able to get him onto that bench. That would be a little more comfortable and safer. All right, gotta go get my stuff. Sidney raced home, grabbed all of her gear, and off she hiked. She had to get to Magic Mountain fast. It was already past lunch, and so there weren't that many more hours left in the daytime. And she had to get him unfrozen before it became nighttime. Sidney had been running as fast as she could towards the mountain. She had all her gear and her hiking boots, and there it was. She was now standing in front of the mountain, looking straight up into the sky. Can you imagine a really tall mountain? And what if you were standing right next to it? Wow, it looks even taller from right next to it, said Sidney, but I gotta do this. Another part of the legend of Magic Mountain is there was some kind of magical creature that lived on this mountain that guarded a magical cure, a cure that she hoped would save Isaiah. As she started to climb the mountain and get higher and higher, it pretty quickly got windy and cold. As the winds howled, Sidney was glad that she had brought her jacket and her hats and gloves, because this was very cold. Probably as cold as Isaiah was feeling since he was completely frozen. So Sidney knew that she had to just choose to be brave and choose to not let the cold wind get in her way. She continued hiking further and further up Magic Mountain. None of her friends had ever gotten this far, and so she was pretty proud of herself. And then all of a sudden, she heard a sound.
What are you doing? Who is that?
What was that sound? Was that the sound of the creature that guards the magical cure on the mountain? I don't know. It sounds a little silly, but a little scary. We'll have to wait and see what happens on the next episode of Kid Short Stories. Bye. Great job, you listened all the way to the end, and you know what time it is. It's time for Kid Shoutouts. I want to say hey to Leo and Charlie from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, Finn from South Carolina, Tristan from Sydney, Australia, Nora from Australia, Lindsay from British Columbia, Oliver from Connecticut, and Wayne from Oregon. I'm so glad that you're all on the Kid Short Stories family and on our spy team. We could not stop Dr. Stinky Breath and his team without you, my friends. Well, you have a super duper day. I'll see you next time. Bye.